Welcome to the world united. Welcome to the world united.
Moss, I have a couple of questions for you. So, with
Okay.
regard to the panel discussion, integration of various spiritual schools of thought, is it possible or not? We have got different spiritual schools of thought across the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when it comes to botany, the science of plants, whether it is Africa, America, Australia, or India, the science is all same. When it comes to spirituality, we are calling it as African spirituality, European spirituality, Indian spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
When spirituality is same and common, why should we call it as African spirituality or Indian spirituality or European spirituality or American spirituality? Why should we do it? What are your views on it?
Okay. Yes. Yeah, well, titles, and names that creates in the mind separatism, right? But spirituality, all of it is grounding us in the moment. No matter what your expression is, if you're totally engulfed or focused, or all your attention is in what you're doing, you're going to ground yourself in the moment. And when you ground yourself in the moment, you're in real time. And you and all other thoughts, you will align yourself with universal consciousness just by, no matter what you do, just by putting all your attention in that moment and keeping your focus in that moment. So all of it is, yes, we can integrate spiritual schools, and we can use different ways to do it. Like when I do yoga, or if I play the drum, or whatever I'm doing, if I'm totally focused in it, then I'm already grounded in now. I'm already grounded in spirituality. So we could call it whatever we want. Just put all your focus there, then you will notice changes in your life. You will discover that peace of God that surpasses all understanding.
Thank you very much, Leon Mas. So, with your lineage roots in Africa, age-old lineage, because I know your story of life, and you living in Atlanta, USA. How do you feel? How do you feel with your origin from Africa and the physical body of existence in America? And how do you actually integrate the traditional wisdom that you have been carrying through with the help of your elders and ancestors and the modern way of living that you have? How are you able to club these ancient spiritual methods and practices and lineages that you have been into, and how you have been into the modern way of living? How do you actually club?
I've been to Africa. I've been to many countries in Africa. I've been to Kenya. I've been to Kenya, or Mombasa, Senegal. I've been to Senegal. I've been to China. I've traveled pretty much around the world, but my connection to Africa, we've built an Egyptian city here in Georgia. In the middle of Georgia, we built pyramids, we built the Sphinx, we built the oblique, we duplicated the Egyptian scene, or the Egyptian artifacts here in Georgia. So every school that I've studied under, I lived Islamic. I wore the white. I prayed 5 times a day. I made my mugaraj. I've lived the culture. It doesn't matter where you at. You can bring that culture to where you can practice your culture wherever you're at. And so that's what we do. We practice. I practice my spiritual practices wherever I'm at, whether I'm in Georgia, whether I'm in New Jersey, whether I'm in Africa. I'm not going to lose sight of those practices. I beat the drum. I have my own drums here. I beat the drum. I dance. I do the dances. I do the rituals, but I know how to sit still and just simply be. And so I'm not attached to any one particular thing, but I can express myself in all things. if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. Thank you, Leon Mas. And Edwin Chitapi, are you in a position to manage your settings? If not, we'll move forward. Okay. So here with Cristobal Lopez, can we see you?
I think Edwin has unmuted.
Okay. Anyway. So, okay, wonderful friends. MANDAZA is already ready, and EBCA, Meredith, they all have spoken. Edwin, are you in a position to manage your settings? Edwin? Okay.
Edwin, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, please.
I think I'm audible now.
Yes.
Would you like to present, Edwin? Edwin, would you like to present?
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Yes, thank you very much, Doctor. I can hear you.
Please go ahead.
Yes, I'm calling, I'm from South Africa. Hello?
Please go ahead. Would you like to present your talk?
Yes, thank you very much, Doctor. I'm calling from South Africa. And thank you very much for having me in your show, in your parliament. And I would also like to contribute to the spirituality parliament. And I'm very fascinated about what we have designed and desired for humanity to come together in this parliament and talk about how best we can move forward both spiritually and humanly across all spheres of life. And I've been doing a lot of research in archaeology, and I've found a lot of evidence that is very, very fascinating, which has linked us, if I may say, all tribes, cultures, customs, and traditions to just one singular element of spirituality. And this will help us to develop in one way or another in all the systems that and whatever we partake in spiritually in every sphere of influence of life. I have gone into study and research in archaeology, ancient master calendars that were invented long time ago. And I've seen that there is a linkage also in spirituality and how people should meditate, and also how civilizations grow because not only of developing themselves, but also by looking at how the environment itself talks to us and communicates with us physically, spiritually, in all spheres of life. I have traveled a lot, especially in South Africa, and I've actually discussed. We've got a lot of tribes and customs and traditions, which also lead to all the systems of life and ways of influence. When you go to Europe and Asia, and also when you come to Africa, we are just linked by an ancient mitochondrial link, or one similar DNA that has taught us that it is not only in the flesh that we survive, but we also survive in the spiritual norms and also in the spiritual formulations. So this is what fascinated me in this whole instance of study. And I have listened to the other players and the other presenters who were all talking about meditation. and how you would have to constantly practice in order to actually be functional in the spiritual element. And this also has taught me a lot right now, because I've learned that as we move forward and as we communicate from within ourselves and also from without ourselves, as we meet a lot of other civilizations, as we meet a lot of other contributors in this spirituality element, we find that we come to one well-knitted chondria or mitochondrial linkage in DNA, in which we have to actually express every element that we take or touch, or each and every influence that we partake in. So I'm very excited to be part of this maneuver to one world development in spirituality, and to also design a blueprint in which a lot of other people who are not yet conscious, or who are not conscious about the elements that are higher spirituality within themselves, they can then be able to manifest and express themselves and be accepted in society the way they are, without being ridiculed, because I've seen a lot of elements of ridiculing when somebody says, I'm trying to do this, or I'm trying to take spiritual pathway this way or the other way. So I think this parliament has actually opened up a landscape for every individual who would like to grow spiritually and also ethically, to partake in and express themselves, and actually bond with all the other spheres of influence in life, where we can all become one big human race which moves forward in terms of spirituality, and how we can best develop ourselves from what we were in the past, who we are in the present, and what probably we will be in the future, in terms of raising ourselves spiritually, and also academically, and also influentially, and also just humanitarianly across these spheres. So now I've got a lot of other stone tools and artifacts, which I have found also in ancient burial sites where I have been researching, which I found that had just one linkage, spiritually to all civilizations, despite the fact that we have given these civilizations a philosophy, and we have given these civilizations a psychological influence. But at the end of the day, I see that this program has eradicated all that, and influenced all cultures to come together and just be in one composite influence, and draw the world to one energy, which we must manifest in order for everybody to grow, not just physically or elderly, but also spiritually, and to manifest ourselves. And this is the first time I've seen or been in such a conference, which has actually mastered itself across ethnic lines, regional lines, blocks, continents, and perhaps all spiritual boundaries. And I thank you very much, Doctor, for having given me this opportunity to see the inner self of me and the inner self of others, and how they express themselves to give us the PIN number, which is basically love in humanity, love in socialization, love in geopolitical spheres, and love across. Thank you very much, Doctor. And I would have shown you some tools which I have, which were also used as spiritual tools, which a lot of people are not even aware of. One such tool is this one, which you can see here. This tool is called, it's called actually an ancient resonating spectral sphere, and it's used to be used as a sacred stone, which is even right now very mysterious and mystical to a lot of other researches that have happened in Scientology scientifically. But we are getting a lot of blueprints and fingerprints across the whole sphere of archaeology that is bringing us much closer to our spiritual being. And I'm so excited for this presentation and for your show. Please continue with the love that you're spreading around the world. And I thank you, Doctor. Thank you very much.
Edwin, please stay tuned. I have a question for you.
All right.
I have a question for you.
Yes, thank you, Doctor.
You have a lot of knowledge on sacred sites.
Yes, yes.
So archaeology and spirituality is your subject. So with the help of sacred sites, which we have so many in Africa, in many continents.
Yes.
Why the people are not transforming? The body itself is the biggest sacred site.
Yes, thank you very much, Doctor.
How do you compare this body as a sacred site with the actual sacred sites, which we are calling them as sacred sites? How these are really useful in human transformation? What is your opinion?
Yes, I think the problem is the education or the mentality. Now, you have brought in a platform which is a very rare platform, which I consider as also a sacred site. This platform that we have right here is a sacred site, because I would ask you also a question. If I give you a gun, Doctor, what would you use it for? That is the question I was also asked by Credo Mutwa. He said, what would you use that gun for? So we either protect ourselves or we go and rob a bank. But here we find that we have the knowledge, but which has not been transferred to future generations. And this is exactly what you are doing, Doctor, right now. You are passing on the knowledge. It's not only for this conference, but it's actually going to be accepted and absorbed the world over. So what we need also in Africa, we've got the sacred sites, but are we prepared to share the knowledge? Are we prepared to visit those sacred sites? Are we prepared to put our mind to it? Our passion to it? Are we the sacredness of our spirit to be attached with the land? Are we prepared for that? And if, as long as we are not yet prepared for that and we think otherwise, then we are doomed, because if you cannot teach a child to walk when they are still young, I don't know if you can teach them to walk when they are already old. So now what we need to do is, can we embrace this conference, spread the knowledge, not just to speak here, but to spread the knowledge in our villages, in our townships, in our cities, everywhere where we can, get in touch with the resonating frequencies of the land to maintain this sacred culture and spiritualism in us, and then we will grow. But without that, Doctor, it's going to be difficult. So this is why I'm so fascinated by your parliament. And I've seen that this is one stepping stone to teaching a child how to walk and to grow. I think I've answered that.
Yes, perfectly well, perfectly well. Yes,
Thank you
people are not
much.
prepared for the sacredness of the site. People need to be prepared for
we are not
human transformation. Unless we are prepared, the sacred sites cannot do anything. So, okay, thank you very much, Edwin. So here
Thank you.
we have got a small token of appreciation. Dear Edwin Chitapi, the World United proudly presents Edwin Chitapi for being an esteemed presenter for the World Parliament on Spirituality, Africa, the 3rd edition. Thank you very much, Edwin. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
So let us
Thank you,
together,
Doctor.
yeah,
All right.
let us together do a miracle of sharing this wisdom together. So alone we are scattered, alone we are isolated. The impact that we can do alone is very much limited, and all our efforts will be much random and sporadic. So if we all can join, all the people who want to bring out this unity consciousness across the world unconditionally, join together, come together. The joined hands, the combined energy, the collective energy, the symphonic and synergistic energy that comes with coming forward, coming together, brings huge transformation in the world. Maybe that time all the sacred sites will be much more useful to the world. So the real truth of sacred sites will come into real picture. So as of now, sacred sites are meant for studies. It is not just meant for study, it is about experiencing them. So the experiencing of sacred sites might happen with the convergent consciousness of each one of us. So, dear Edwin, as you told, our combined knowledge and wisdom has to be shared. It has to be disseminated world over. And in the year 2021, we are going to do an event, otherwise called as movement, called as the Global Transformation Festival, country-wise. So kindly be a part of it. Kindly let us do together. Let us spread the message wherever we are physically across the world. Let us do it together. So thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for sharing your wonderful wisdom. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you.
Yeah.
Enjoy your day.
So here with request Mataji, we are at the fag end of the session on day 1 of the World Parliament on Spirituality. I request your wonderful, magnificent voice to be heard world over. A small tune, and after that, we'll have a brief chat among ourselves, and we'll close the session maybe in 20 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Namaste, Otep, Bolo, Bote, Nyegawe, Nangadef, again and again. Jambo. I would like to try this tune as our brother Edwin was online. I had learned this song, and I was conducting these workshops to activate the voice with my students, and I love this song. It's a song that is actually, I heard it sung by Rebecca Malope. It is a South African song. Excuse my pronunciation, but Uying'ang'ane lang'ane nkwekwesi, uying'wele simakade, uying'wele, uying'wele, ing'wele simakade, uying'wele, uying'wele, uying'wele simakade, wangithula ntwalo ungisendai, uying'wele simakade. Uying'wele, uying'wele, uying'wele. Wangitula long twalong gisinga wingale simakate. Wangitula long twalong gisinga yo wingale simakate.
Thank you very much, Mataji.
And I'm following it by a mantra. It was like that. Rama Krishna Hari Mukunda Murari. 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 Panduranga 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 Hari. Panduranga 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 Hari. Panduranga 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 Hari. Panduranga 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 Hari. Panduranga Hari. Panduranga Hari. Panduranga Hari. Panduranga Hari. Panduranga Hari, Bola Panduranga Hari, Panduranga Hari, Bola Panduranga Hari, Panduranga 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 Hari, Panduranga 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 Hari, Panduranga 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 Hari. Panduranga, Panduranga, Panduranga Hari, Rama Krishna Hari, Mukunda Murari, Rama Krishna Hari, Mukunda Murari, Rama Krishna Hari, Mukunda Murari, Hari, Mukunda Murari. Panduranga, Panduranga, Panduranga Hari. Panduranga, Panduranga, Panduranga Hari. Panduranga, Panduranga, Panduranga Hari. Panduranga, 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 Panduranga,
Thank you very much, Mataji.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much for your beautiful, wonderful voice and instrumental presentation. Thank you very much. So here with another few minutes, we'll close the session of day one of World Parliament on Spirituality. So before we close, we have got today most wonderful speakers, the elders of Africa, MANDAZA, Meredith Beal, Mataji, Leon Mas, and so many other people. The World United invites people, the speakers, to join in the councils. We formed councils in Australia, Europe, Southern North America, and we already initiated the council in Africa as well. A few of you have already signed up to be council member. So what council means? To be an ambassador, of unity consciousness. How to be ambassador is up to one's passion, one's skills, as per a vision of where we will be by Fourth World Parliament on Spirituality in 2024. So herewith I'm leaving a link here on the Zoom chat. Mandaza, Leon Moss, Meredith, kindly go through the link here and please take your inner call to be a council member. So thank you very much. So herewith, Mandaza, you have anything to say?
I was looking at the different religions of the world being run by different elders who are spiritual people. Let us now become again that big tree of life. Like the Archbishop has shared with us profoundly, that the religions are trying to come together now. If we want this big tree of life to give us fruit, let us embrace every branch of that big tree. Embrace all the roots of that big tree and enjoy the fruit, the healing fruit that is going to be given by that big tree of life. Together, as parts of a big tree, definitely there will be a lot of effective healing in our world today that is still bleeding. The world of Parliament must remain united because we are a target of negative spirits. They don't want to see what we are doing here. They will find some loopholes so that they break the spider web we have established. So let us be on guard through prayer and meditation, through all different rituals. Then we keep moving and bring a world that is going to celebrate interdependence and no longer independence. That's what I want to say to our world. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mandaza. The world, one of the main aims and objectives of the World United is to make the people awaken to the understanding that
Very true.
the growth is never in isolation, is never going to be possible in isolation. We're all interdependent, interconnected. A person, once he becomes wise, awakens many people to become wise. If a person gets awakened in Tokyo, he has influence to make people awaken in Timbuktu as well, and vice versa. So the wisdom cannot stop at one place, at one person. It triggers everything. It is highly contagious. It spreads quickly, mysteriously, in unexplained ways. So all these phenomenon cannot be explained. Words are very much limited to express all these mystical phenomena. The world has never seen the real unity consciousness till date. The world has been ruled, governed, manipulated by all forms of divisive consciousness, all forms of separative consciousness. For the first time, the cosmos has given a clarion call for each one of us. The World United is not governed by a single individual. It is not governed by a single described philosophy. The only job of the World United is to become a cement, connecting all the forces of truth, connecting all the positive forces of the world, so that the collective consciousness, the collective wisdom should transform the world by way of its very convergence, by way of very coming together. Doing nothing, just combine. When we come together, that itself is a big wave. We have to do nothing. Just create a small platform like this, meet once in a while, and say to the world that we are united. That itself is more than enough. With that simple aim, we started the World Parliament on Spirituality in 2012, followed by second one in 2016. And herewith, we are on the 5th part of the series of the 3rd edition of World Parliament with Africa. So thank you all the speakers. Herewith, the council member link has been given on the chat box. Mandaza, kindly take the help of Brian or anyone else. So
You're welcome, brother.
yeah, thank you very much. So Leon Moss, so please go through that. Sapna, Mataji, I don't have to say anything to you. You already know it. Meredith, you also please see this link presented on the chat box. So herewith, we will close this session of the first day of World Parliament on Spirituality. Anything else to Sapna? Anything you want to say?
I just wanted to present our appreciation to the Archbishop Lopez, which is something that we missed out on. So presenting to you, Archbishop Cristobal Lopez, our certificate of appreciation, and proudly presenting to you for being an esteemed presenter. Thank you so much for your talk and your wisdom. We hope to see you again soon on a panel. So.
Yeah.
And of course, thanking everyone who showed up today. We look forward to seeing you here tomorrow for more speakers, for more wisdom, for more happy tunes from Mataji, and some more guidance from Dr. Yugandhar. So thank you all.
So thank you very much. I'm extremely happy to meet all of
Thank you.
to share this space with all of you. So very, very, very special thanks to each one of you. We'll meet tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern African time. So
May I ask
let us
something?
meet. Please.
May I ask something? I would love to have everybody, I mean, those who can, who are present here, to just breathe in, you know, together in synchronicity, and maybe do a sound of, like, I choose Om, but feel free to chant the sound of which for you is the primordial sound, like the sound of creation. And you can open your microphones and mute yourself if you will.
Yeah. So I think we can on our cameras, people can see us as well.
Oh no. No, I've just come out of the shower, so I called. Sorry.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Can we start?
Yes, please.
Okay. So I invite you to take a long, deep breath. Prenez une longue respiration profonde. Pause it. Moisturize your throat. Exhale. Again. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May peace prevail. Be all blessed. Thank you.
So thank you very much. So Mandaja, whenever you have time, please join us. Your presence makes a difference. So please do join whenever you find time. We are going to have another 4 days of this event, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern African time. So we love you. We have greatest respect for your wisdom. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lian Moss. Thank you, Sapna, for the wonderful moderation. Thank you for all your wisdom and tunes, Mataji, Mata Tejonayee, and all the people who have been watching this program since 5 hours across the world. Thank you very much. We'll close the session and meet tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern African time. Thank you very much.